due to unforeseen technical circumstances, we will be joining the press conference late. We'll jump into the press conference as soon as possible. Do note, however, that the whole press conference will be text only and will be again narrated. If if you do not, if you could hear from the sound of my voice, I was definitely unprepared. TPA News apologizes for the miscalculation of time. He definitely converted the time wrong to be an hour ahead, unfortunately. Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you are. This is TPA News. Tonight, the press conference is now starting. I will now continue. I will now start to read the messages as the press conference is text only. From the President, good morning, afternoon, or night, dear fellow citizens of Redmont. This press conference should be short, so it won't take too much time from you. So, let's begin. First of all, I have to mention the fifth anniversary event that we held yesterday. Democracycraft is now 5 years old, and that's an important milestone in the life of a server. I've just been informed that we're currently experiencing technical difficulties with the broadcast of the presidential press conference. TPA is doing. Next topic is the Alexandria Town Council elections for the head of chief council and sorry, let me repeat that. Next topic is the Alexandria Town Council elections for the head of, I think he meant Aventura. Aventura. Next topic is for the head of chief council and the head of commerce. Angry Hamdog is the new head of chief council, while Ryland is the new head of commerce of Aventura. Yeah, he did meant Aventura. Congrats to the winners. And if I have made the mistake of the names because I was thinking also on the next topic, yesterday, Alexandria Prime Minister Casual Grey Knight and I held the first meeting between both heads of governments of both nations to define the terms for a treaty of mutual recognition. The meeting developed smoothly and was productive. We are currently working with our teams to be able to get an agreed treaty that we could send to our respective legislative bodies to be approved. I would also like to mention that the DCT and the DOI are hiring people. So if there's anyone interested in becoming a ranger, a builder, or a building inspector, go to the forums and apply. I'm sure they'll be glad to see people applying. And finally, the main matters that I want to focus on for next week is nominating two candidates for the FRB and fill in the empty seats, as well as finally bring up the grants program for democratically managed companies. And I think that's all for today. As I said, today's press conference is going to be fairly short. Thank you so much for attending, and I'll leave you now with Press Advisor John Trump. Thank you, Mr. President. So, time for questions. As always, news agencies has preferential treatment answering. So, any questions? From Mango Yoshi 68, what's the administration's current position in negotiating with other regions with differing government types? By Press Advisor Jonathan asked, responded by differing government types, you refer to the fact that Alexandria is a monarchy, right? Mango Yoshi said yes. Press Advisor Jonathan responded by, well, in either case, we recognize the Alexandrian people as sovereign, and therefore they could organize any political system they wish to. Journalist Kofi611 asked, what is the administration's stance on potentially amending the definition of enslavement due to the case of LCN v. the Commonwealth of Redmont? Press Advisor Jonathan responded by, the administration will cross that bridge when we get to it, Kofi. We're consulting legal professionals, of course. Press Advisor Jonathan asked the audience for any questions. All right, then there appears to have that there's no any further questions. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for sorry, that was not Press Secretary Jonathan. See you next time. Okay, that concludes our TPA News' coverage of the for the presidential press conference. My name is Jordan. Thank you for watching. Even before we end, TPA sincerely apologizes for the mistake in announcing the time earlier on the announcements. TPA News will not do that same mistake again. It was simply a miscalculation of time zones. My name is Jordan. This has been TPA News. See you for the next press conference, and please look out for further announcements on our Discord and on the news channel for more news like this. Again, for like the 50th time, my name is Jordan, and this is TPA News. Goodbye.